vote. She is not presidential timber.
I don't need votes. We have all the votes we need.
She's gone haywire.
There aren't that many Never Trumpers anymore.
How do you bring these Nikki Haley voters back into the tent?
I'm not sure we need too many. Bird brain. I call her bird brain.
All right, let's bring in NewsNation contributor Kurt Bardella, now political and media strategist. Good morning to you. How you doing? Thanks for being here.
I'm doing great. Good morning to you.
Well, Nikki Haley's got to be loving this on the sidelines. Everybody's vying for her vote. Biden's strategy is bring the Nikki Haley voters over to our side. Can that make up the difference when we see some of these primary results in Michigan and Wisconsin?
Yeah, you know, we saw in the contested primaries when Nikki Haley was actively running her campaign that even though she lost all of those states, there were at least half of the Nikki Haley voters at the time who said that they wouldn't vote for Donald Trump in the general election. If the Biden-Harris campaign can successfully peel away even a fraction of those voters and get them to vote for them, that could be the difference in an election that everyone acknowledges is going to be one of the closest, narrowest elections that we've ever had, decided in these swing states by probably just thousands of votes. Any bit of taking away from Trump that the Biden-Harris campaign can try to do could be meaningful.
And how concerning is that for Team Trump to see that 14% of voters in at least one primary still are voting for Haley, who's not even in the race?
Well, I think just like when you see the progressives in the campaigns not voting for Joe Biden, hitting that kind of protest vote, I think that a lot of Republicans think that that's just a protest right now. Traditionally, I'm speaking now as a former Republican who worked in Republican politics for a long time. Republican voters always come home. That's what the Trump campaign is betting on. Republican voters, when push comes to shove, on election day, show up and they vote for the Republican ticket no matter who's on it. I think that they're assuming that that trend will continue.
Is the same true for Democratic voters?
Nope. We saw in 2016 that's not the case. We saw a lot of disaffected Bernie Sanders voters not vote for Hillary Clinton. They assumed that Clinton was going to win anyway, so they felt it was okay to sit at home and not turn out to vote. We saw some of the largest concentration of progressive voters. Their turnout was underwhelming compared to what it looked like in the primary back in 2016. So Democrats, I've always said the difference between Democrats and Republicans is Democrat voters, they need to fall in love to vote for you. Republicans will hold their breath, great, bite their teeth, hold their tongue, and still check that box. Democrats need to be in love with you to vote for you.
What is the biggest challenge right now for President Biden when it comes to progressives, Kurt?
I think it's the Middle East situation that we're seeing. I mean, more than immigration, more than even the abortion issue, more than crime, the Middle East situation has incited and activated a tremendous amount of younger progressive voters who are actively protesting. And we've seen historically that young vote is the toughest to get to engage, the toughest to get to turn out to vote. Biden won that vote convincingly back in 2020, as Hillary Clinton did even in 2016. If that swath of votes doesn't show up this time because they're upset about the president's Middle East policies, that could also be the difference in this election. Again, an election that's going to be decided likely by just thousands of votes in a handful of states.
Yeah. Which state do you think we're going to be up late election night waiting for a result on? Is it going to be one of these that most recently had a primary, a Michigan or a Wisconsin?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking with our favorite DDHQ guy, Scott Tranter, about this the other night after Leland's show. And, we're expecting this to be, again, just like 2020. There are going to be a lot of votes that are going to be coming in after Election Day itself. That's likely going to determine who actually won this thing. We're probably not going to know on election night who actually won the race. So it's going to make for a long week, that's for sure.
Yeah, long week, maybe even a long month. We'll see, Kurt. Trump's base seems really solid at this point. Aside from those who say they will never vote for Trump, which voting bloc do you think he has the best chance convincing to flip?
Oh, I think the outreach that you're seeing with African-American, Hispanic, Latino voters, we have seen that those numbers and all the polling, as EDHQ points out, has been underwater for President Biden, that he has lost substantial ground from where he was in 2020. And that's a core constituency for Democrats. If Democrats don't win the minority vote by a tremendous margin, that's a big problem for Democrats. There is no path to victory if they don't hold the margins that they had in 2020 with the Black and Latino community. And the Republicans have made a concentrated effort to try to continue making inroads there, which is why you're seeing so much speculation about potentially having Senator Tim Scott on the ticket with President Trump.
Every vote matters. All right, Kurt, nice to see you. Thank you.
Have a great day.
President Biden is sounding off after